You gotta go change the stream title for me again. I don't have access to
Yeah,
that.
I got it. I got it. That's what I'm
Sweet.
doing right now once I start streaming.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'm gonna go ahead and the and broadcast, do a little ping here as well. Start the event. Server.
Is this how interviews are usually done? Like the questions given verbally?
Yes.
I mean, when I've done these interviews before, a lot of times, or sometimes I get them verbally, and sometimes I get in written. This one, I just feel like giving it to you verbal because it forces you to actually like listen, even though it's annoying, and like actually engage.
Okay, sure.
They are actually usually verbally given in the sense that if you're in a live setting, um, they will either read it to you or they will paste a non-complete version into the coder
Yeah.
pad or to some setting, right?
Okay.
Okay. There we
Well, we'll
go.
chill. We're just waiting for people to join. So hello, hello, people.
Okay.
We're just chilling. How is? Oh, we got 3 viewers. Whew.
Six on
Doing
my
great.
screen.
Doing...
Let's go.
What kind of ice cream or what kind of ice cream bar did you have?
I don't know, man. It was just the big box from Costco.
Uh,
It was
we
like
respect
I bought a, it was a box. It was like 30 of them for $17. So I was like, shit.
50 cents each. You got to do it.
I got to I mean, I gotta do it. I mean, personally speaking, it's just I didn't even care what the deal was. I was like, fuck it, bro. That's what I feel like right now. I'm gonna get that shit.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but my freezer volume is a premium piece of real estate, so I can't buy too much. Yeah, too much random ass meat in there from what I haven't finished yet. Holy.
I feel that. I think I have what are they called? You know those like deep like the freezers that are on the ground and then like you open them up. I forget what they
Chest
call them.
freezer.
Yeah, yeah, I got one of those and all
Okay.
it's full of is just like random meat and it's just like hilarious to me.
Do you buy like bulk from butchers and stuff as well?
Yeah, yeah,
Or?
I do,
Okay,
I do.
that's the
Yeah.
way to do it. That's the way to do it for sure.
So I just like every once in a while, I want some lamb, I get a lamb shoulder, I smoke it or I slow roast it, and
Uh
then
huh.
it comes out great. It's awesome. But yeah, hello everyone. How are you? You know, I see a lot of people are joining now. A
Hell
pleasure
yeah.
seeing everyone. So we're gonna have a mock interview today. We'll wait a little bit longer, like 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll start with introductions and we'll dive right into the problem. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday so far.
I sure am. Weather's been super nice.
Oh no, it's been good. It's been good. I cleaned. Okay, I'm going back into barbecue talk, but I cleaned my barbecue. I've got a pellet smoker, and
Damn.
I'm thinking of smoking some salmon tomorrow because I bought some salmon,
Uh huh.
and I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I encourage all of you who don't cook to cook. It is a fun thing to do,
Yes, cooking is fun and rewarding, and it is a good skill. And you can eat ice cream sandwiches,
and you can eat ice cream sandwiches. It's
which I
it's
did
the
not
pinnacle.
cook, but I ate them anyways. Hell yeah.
You can make your own ice cream sandwich. Just buy 2 cookies, buy some ice cream, stick stick the ice cream in the middle of 2 cookies.
Yeah, dude,
Ice cream sandwich.
I was thinking earlier today, ice cream sandwiches, but it's a Oreo McFlurry filling. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that sounds
Oh
like it
my
would be
goodness.
amazing. I'm not gonna fucking lie. That sounds really
Holy
good.
shit, bro. I'm fucking
But
cooking
anyhow,
here.
I think we can start. So it's
Let's do
nice
it.
to meet everyone. Coming to the interview. I'm Cookie or Aiden. Be doing a mock interview today with our dear friend Richard. Leo will be doing crowd control. So if you have any questions in chat, just feel free to ask them. Otherwise, Richard, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Hi, my name is Richard. Hopefully, I don't get cooked.
Great, great. But anyhow, we'll dive right into the question. So the question I'm going to ask you today is we're going to be mocking a currency exchange. So you'll be creating a class for this currency exchange. The functions that you are required to write are add, delete, and convert. Adding, So you'll have a list of currencies, that you can possibly convert from and to. So that'll be just adding it depending on however you want to implement it. Delete will be removing it from the currency exchange, and convert will be given a from, so a current currency to a to currency and an amount. So for example, you can have something like USD, comma, JPY 10, which means that you'll be converting 10 USD to Japanese yen.
Like that.
Yeah, you can format it however you want, but it
And this
should
would be
be
as a string.
JPY. But yeah. Yeah,
And
feel free to
are the
ask any
rates
questions.
given?
The rates are given when you add it to the currency list. So you'll have something like similar to this, where you just have highlighted, where it'll be like USD, JPY, and then it will be the rate. And you can format that however you'd like as well.
So so this string will be the input for both add, delete, and convert.
Add, delete. I wouldn't say necessarily for delete.
Okay, and you're creating a class in Python. Oh boy. Okay.
Do you want to do Python? You can do a different language if you'd like as well.
I mean, I've been practicing with Python, but like I haven't been really doing object-oriented programming with Python. But I don't want to
Okay.
use Java again.
Okay. Good luck.
Wait, so just to clarify, you're just adding the conversion between two different types of currency, right?
Yeah, it's the rate.
And then what about input for a convert function call?
You had it written before.
Like this is the input for convert.
Well, like I said, you will have a from, a to, and an amount.
Okay.
Whereas add is a from, a to, and a rate.
Okay. I see. And then what happens when you delete?
It's removed from the list.
Okay. I see. Let me think. Class in Python. You know what? Let's just change this to Java.
Okay, no worries. You can change this to Java.
And the comments are gone.
I can copy and paste.
Okay. Well, since we're doing conversion,
I cannot copy and paste. There we go.
okay. Let's see. Definitely want a map. The map is probably going to be the from and to. The value will be the rate. I'm thinking of just storing the key as the string itself. So it would be like USD, comma, JPY, and this would just mean this entry within the map is specifying the conversion rate between from USD to um, yen, I think, or yeah, and this is the value. Let's see, it's a magnitude of 10, so one USD would be $10 in JPY. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of doing. Um, an add is just adding an entry into this map. Um, can you have the case where you add USD to JPY, but you ask to convert from JPY to USD, or you have to have added JPY to USD first?
How do you think a currency exchange would work?
Well, you would just convert, uh, divide by the currency if it's the opposite way around, I assume.
Yep, so you can assume that it's bidirectional.
Okay, I see. And you won't call convert to something that you haven't added, right?
Mm, not necessarily. There could be a okay. It depends on what you mean by added. What do you mean by added?
Well, say you want to convert Canadian to USD, but you've never added the exchange rate from Canadian to USD.
I would
Would you ever do that?
say that you can convert things that are not necessarily that. But if you want to focus on a simpler case where you only have those listed so far, you can, but you will have to account for cases where you may or may not have values and determine how to reach those values.
So you're saying if you had Canadian to USD, USD to yen, you can ask convert Canadian to yen.
That is correct.
Ouch. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. In this case, I'm wondering if I just want to make a
Like I
map
said
of that.
before,
Yeah,
we could
no, please.
we could just start with the simple case where it's only values that we have directly, and then we can expand if you'd like to
Mhm.
do that, just to keep it a little bit simple.
That's fine. Okay, sure. This is the main. Oh, you want to create a new class, right?
Yes, you're creating a new class, that is correct.
Uh, bro, how do I create a new function again? Oh boy.
If you want, you can look up, what is the word? How to initialize a class, if that helps.
Yeah. Function. Oh, is the main function the new? No, no, no. Main is the one that's getting executed. Oh, I think it's the name. I think that's how you do it. Oh, how cooked am I? Okay. Object-oriented programming. Oh my god, I've just been trying to decode. Yeah, yeah. Bro, what is this I'm searching? Oh boy.
Do you mind telling me what you're thinking about right now?
I'm still trying to search how to write a new function. I swear it's just like this. I just want to
What,
static
hold on. What are you trying to do? Write a function?
write the new function, like when you're constructing the class.
You mean a constructor?
Ah, yes, exactly.
You have a constructor initialized.
So this is the constructor, right?
That is the constructor.
Okay, you know what? Okay, still think of data structure. Okay, you know, I could go with the map. I could go with the map, and you have a string, and you have the rate. Does rate have to be an integer, or can it be like a float or something?
Do you think it would be an integer?
Okay. Uh, things like this, and then I'm gonna initialize it here. Okay, so you have rate, and then the other ones are probably gonna be public message. Add, there will be a from, which is a string, to, what's the string now? Oh my gosh. Return is void. 2. Let's go take the rate. Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste this word. The other one is convert. And then the last one is remove. I'm assuming remove, you want to specify a from and a to as well, right?
I think that is up to you.
Okay, sure. Up to me? Okay. Well, let's focus on a basic case. If you add a conversion rate, I just need to add it, a entry into the map that I create. Oh boy. So I'm going to concatenate the two strings. Okay, sure. From plus 2. Ah, this is a classic Java. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then I'm just going to exchange rate dot put it in with the rate. Okay, so that's that. Remove given a put and 2. I want to concatenate them again and just think it's called remove. Okay, and give the key, which is a string. Now for convert, I probably iterate through the map. So new enhanced portal again. Oh boy. Change rate dot entry set, not key set. I just want to use the key for each. Give me a second. Let me search that. Oh, the brackets. Oh my god. As you can tell, I have the right Java very recently. Okay, yeah. For key, I probably just checked that it contains both these two strings. So if key dot contains from and key dot contains to.
May I ask a question?
Sure, sure, sure.
Do you know how a hash map works? Or currently
Yeah,
you're implementing your hash map?
yeah. Wait, what? Okay, I'm checking for contains. I'm not directly looking at the key, but like, because I want to go in reverse, or in the
Okay.
case we go in reverse. That's
Okay.
why I'm checking contains for both. Okay, you know what? I could add them. I could also add both the entries here, which is fine as well, actually. Yeah, you know what? I could just do that.
I think you should slow down a bit and think about what you're inputting and how you're iterating over it, because I think you might be overcomplicating it a little bit.
I'm iterating over it.
Let's slow down. What do you think you should be appending into your hash map? If you append anything to your hash map.
Well, the key is going to be the two currencies, the direction, and then the value is the conversion rate.
Okay, but okay, I think you realize what you should be doing. Okay.
Wait, look, I mean, yeah, sure, okay. That- so there's no comma to data space. Can these strings have spaces in them?
You can always assume that it will be something like JPY, USD, and it'll always be either in capitals or lowercase.
Okay, so I'm
Or
gonna
I'll
assume
just
those spaces.
to simplify the problem, I'll just say it's all capital letters. So yeah.
Okay, sure. Went over the rate. So then here I know I'm going to iterate through it. I just need to return value multiplied by exchange rate dot get. I don't think I need to create a new function here. If I do, then hopefully the compiler for something. Insert. Okay.
You wanna
Yeah.
try
No,
running this with a test case and then we can start expanding on the problem?
well, I mean, I haven't done the remove. For sure.
Okay. Okay.
That's fine. Sure, let's make a test. Let's create the class verb. Currency exchange. Obj is equal to new. That's just how you create an object. Change. Yeah, okay. And then object dot add new currency. So just the USD, add um 0.9. Currency is not applicable for arguments from double. I think yeah, okay. Honestly, double will probably work, but I think float is smaller than double. Anyway, you add and then object dot convert USD as, let's say I want $1. So it should output 0.9. So making that whole thing. Thank you. You know what? Discrete ME. Okay, let's run it. Okay, yeah, it did output 0.9, which is correct.
Okay.
Okay, now let's move on to the expanded version where you can link different currencies together. Actually, we could try the reverse. And it should return something larger than 1. Okay, yeah, that's right. What happens if we link them together? Okay, there's 2 places I can resolve the linking. I can resolve the linking in convert, or resolve the linking when I add a new currency.
What do you mean by resolve the linking?
Like, the whole point of the hash map is I could search it in O of 1 by giving it a string. If I had like USD to CAD, CAD to like Chinese dollars, and I asked it to convert USD to Chinese dollar, there won't be an entry within the map to do conversion directly. So before I do 960, I need to add an entry into the map, or not, or just follow the
I would say you're not allowed to add anything new.
Okay, then yeah, then I just probably have to iterate through. Well, okay, not adding anything new. Then I need, and then I also need a way to point the USD to CAD, and CAD to eventually go to Chinese dollars. This sounds like a graph problem. Oh man.
Okay, I think you're onto something now.
I want to graph problem, but okay. I mean, we could have nodes as the currency, and then the edges be directional edges, and they hold the conversion rate.
What do you mean by directional edges?
Like, if an edge is bidirectional, then the rate is the same from one node to the other, but you have to invert them. So edges have the inherent direction. Man, okay, that's fine. Is there a node class in Java?
You can define your own.
Okay. Do I want to make a linked list? No. Okay, there's JSON list and JSON matrix. Okay, I remember this class. I want to add a new value. Okay, wait, you know what? Let's do some drawbacks. So if I go with matrix, what happens when I add a new value? When I add a new value, I need to populate all the other fields. I need to know its connection. So I have to iterate through one of the rows, get the connections, and then I can populate everything else. And that's O of n time. Okay, if I go to list, you have a list, and the list will keep track of the edges. You still have to iterate through every single edge, which is the same, I think. And for lookup, matrix will be faster. List will be slower because you have to iterate through every single edge. But you said we're not allowed to add new edges?
You're not allowed to add new edges if you're trying to go from, let's say, yen to USD and then USD to CAD. You can't make a path from yen to CAD, basically, is what I'm saying.
So I can't add the thing in convert. I have to add the logic within add.
Yes. The add can only take in the value that's given to it from to in the rate.
Okay. Okay, I think matrix would be easier. So I probably need a list of lists. And then the first column, the first row will each be one currency. Yeah, I probably have to do that. Oh, I'm so cooked. How much longer do I have?
About 15 to 20 minutes.
I see. When I wish I'm still using Python. List of floats. Why is it screaming? I don't want to do an array because I can't resize an array. Oh my god. Position the list. Wait, oh, so it wasn't screaming at all, Brett. Okay. That's fine. Array list. Oh, array list of floats. Okay. So by adding, you are adding a entry into the list on both the X and the Y. Holy shit. Okay. That's okay. I could first add the column. First add the row and then the column. So exchange rate. Oh boy, what am I doing?
What
I
are
need a
you
node
trying
for
to
this.
do right now?
No. Okay, I need to redo this data structure. I'm thinking of the matrix, but like the columns and rows need to be the string. Like
Okay.
first column and the first row have to be a string.
Let's slow down a bit. Do you think you should be using a list at all?
I mean, I'm trying to think of a 2D matrix. You want me? I could use a
Let's take a few steps back a little bit more.
list of maps.
Let's say,
No.
I think map is a good idea, but let's slow down a bit. Let's say we have something, if we want to go to line 16. Let's say we have also USD CAD. We also have something like USD AUS, USD EUR, and etc. What do you think would happen here?
Well, ideally, I have USD, CAD, AUS, EUR columns and rows. And then, you know what? That's a good idea. I should probably do that. I could have one list of strings. No, okay, I could have a map. The key will be the name, and then the value will be the index, and that index will transfer to this list of lists.
Okay.
I hope I'm not trolling, but add map of string to integer.
Do you think
For
it's going to be an integer?
yeah.
I would look at our example that I drew out again.
No, I'm thinking like if these are the things you added, my exchange rate will be like a 4x4 matrix, and then inside my map, I'd be like USD 0, CAD 1. So then column 0, row 0 will be the exchange rate between USD to USD. So it should be integer.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. No, it's not open. Shows an empty list with an initial capacity of 10. That should be fine. You know what? Yeah, it should be fine down there, I think. Okay, so if I add something new, I add an entry to the map. I need a count, right? Next available index. I could also just take the length of the list. So currency to index dot put. Holy shit. Okay. From or to can be new. So I have to check for both. So if currency to index dot contains key from, then I don't add it. So if it doesn't contain it, then I have to add a new entry. And I'm going to do that by currency to index dot put string is from, and this is exchange rate dot size. Okay, that's the first step. Let's do this for 2 as well if 2 doesn't exist. And then I have to also populate the matrix as well. Oh my god, there's no way. Okay, maybe I'm overcomplicating it actually.
I think you might.
Adding both. Do I even want to do HHC matrix? Maybe list is better. Let me think. If it's a JSON list, then I have a hash map of list, and then values the list, and list hold the edges to other nodes. If I did that, then I can easily check once if it's here. If it's here, then yeah, you know what? Maybe a JSON list is a better way to do this. Oh boy, I'm restarting again. Because I don't care about the insert at all. Okay. That's okay. List of edges. So I'm going to create an. I swear there was a pair class in Java.
You think you need to use a list?
Well, I need a list of edges, right?
But do you think it has to be a list?
Oh boy. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Dun, 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 dun. Silver. Yeah. Things float. Okay, you know what? This is probably right. I'm not gonna bother doing that. So if from from then I'm going to add an entry and give it a empty list. Yeah. Exchange rate dot add dot port to rate. No, I need to put a new hash map. My autocomplete. Oh, this works? Okay, yeah, because that's not a generic method like that. I don't think. Okay, you know what? If it's not screaming at me, I'm happy. Map to put to rate and and I have to do the reverse. Well, otherwise, I don't need to create a new map. I just add an entry. So map dot get map exchange rate dot get from dot put put. I'll have to check if this exists. No, put would replace it. That's fine. And I'm assuming replacing a currency is okay.
I wouldn't
Two.
necessarily assume that.
Well, why? Like, if I calculated currency if you added a currency previously, why would and you specifically say add this new exchange rate? Why would this not replace the original one?
Maybe you have a different currency exchange place that has a different rate than the one that you're at.
So you don't want to replace it.
I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying don't assume that.
Okay. Sure, but I think in both cases this is correct.
Okay.
Unless I'm trolling, in which case it's Jover. But same for, do I want to add, well, you could go bidirectional. So I think I want to add the two side as well. Then this will be 1 over space. This would be 2 and this would be from. Or the other way around. So this way, it works. Yeah, this looks good to me. Hash table, find operations. Why is breath? Okay, so let's ignore that. And then back to the simplest case. What I want to do because I'm giving it a map of map. I want to first get the map. So for ring key in exchange rate dot get from, which should return a map. Dot that for each. Okay, yeah, for each exists. Bro, there was a template the entire time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'll keep on forgetting the brackets. Time to learn object-oriented programming in Python. Key. Given this, yeah, I want to iterate the key until I find it too. So if
I would say you have about a
key,
minute or two left as well.
okay, key equals 2, then I return. Wait, do I need to do this? Wait, I have a map, right? I don't even need to iterate through this key. I find the first map. In the second map, I can find the other one directly, or return val times exchange. Oh shit. Then yeah, 2. Think that's it. Wrong type of argument. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, it worked. Finally, if we got the easy case, it's kind of over. But wait, no. Can I reset this? It should return. Yeah, okay, it works. And then if this was USD, CAD. Yeah, okay. So this basic version works. For remove, let's just implement it.
Okay, I'm gonna say we just hit time.
Okay.
You can verbally tell me what you think remove might be if you'd like.
Okay. For remove, I probably just I probably need to go through every single map. Actually, I think. Wait, is it a precondition that you cannot say convert to currencies that you haven't previously added? Or like,
Like we mentioned before, you can. You can
okay,
indirectly reference currencies or
then probably have to iterate through first delete the entry with the string equal to yeah, I just delete link. Yeah, just go to from and delete the entry in their map that points to 2. I go to 2, delete the entry in the map that points to from. But then I have to also unresolve all the other links previously. Actually, no, I won't add extra links. Yeah, no, I think that's all you need to do. Yeah.
okay. So, breakdown. I won't lie, I'm a little bit confused with, I guess, your approach. Not necessarily bad. There were things that you said that were good. You know, once you identified that it was the graph problem, that was good. But then it felt like that you kind of steered away from there, even though I sort of mentioned that it was a graph problem, which wasn't necessarily a good sign. You know, you
Okay.
mentioned making the adjacency list a few times as well, which was what you should have been doing, but then you kind of started doing different things. One of the biggest things I'll mention
Oh,
that
yeah.
wasn't really a good sign that I saw, or actually two things. One, when I was trying to give you hints when I was saying like, do you really think you should be doing that? Was kind of my way of saying how you're doing it right now isn't the way you should be doing it. And then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of disregarded hints, which is not a good sign. So if
Okay.
someone sort of prompts you, you instead of sort of like you don't necessarily always have to listen to them. And what I mean by that is some people might act like challenge you on what you're doing. But for me, I was more so of trying to get you to recognize that the way you were doing it wasn't sort of the appropriate way. And you kind of teetered away from that multiple times, which wasn't necessarily like the best. Um, Additionally, you were like mentioning like a list of lists, and you weren't really sort of like elaborating why you're using a list of lists in effectively the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because we kind of mentioned, pretty early on, that this was a graph. Oh, give me one sec. I gotta ban a bot. How do I ban a bot? Okay, I ban a bot. Um, So it was kind of a little bit all over the place where you weren't necessarily listening to my suggestions when I was trying to help you out. So one thing I
Mm-hmm.
would say is when someone sort of explains or gives you a hint about something, instead of sort of rushing through trying to solve it how you think you should, take a step back. Like I was saying, like go slow. Like this is not supposed to be rushed. Take a moment to really digest and understand like what I'm saying to you. Another thing that I kind of noticed was you're making a lot of assumptions on things you really shouldn't have made assumptions for. One of the things that I kind of noticed was that like you started using a float, then you started using a double. One of the things I kind of wanted to ask is like kind of why are you using a float versus a double, but I kind of wanted to let you have more time. Another thing that you kind of mentioned was sort of you made the assumption that you would be replacing it instead of sort of asking hey, like would we replacing this. Maybe our currency exchange facilitates multiple different rates from different currencies. That's something that you always have to consider, and that's something that like you should have a conversation about instead of just sort of assuming that your answer is necessarily the correct answer. um, Another thing that some people might nitpick on is sort of the variable names. You were using stuff like at one point just like string one, string two. That can get you points off sometimes, not always. Some people don't care about it, but that's just something sort of like to consider. Another thing too was just like we had mentioned certain things before previously in the conversation, and then you had changed things. For example, I mentioned that like you would be receiving all your inputs in uppercase letters. It's not the end of the world, but once again, it's sort of just like trying to maintain and like pay attention to like sort of the conversation and what we establish at the start. Um, and then I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, try to be familiar with the language you're using. You kind of got stuck a little bit trying to figure out how to like make a constructor. It's not the end of the world for me at least, but some people might like literally just write you off immediately. So if you're gonna pick a language that you're confident in. And like if you're not 100% sure of like how to make a class, just be like, hey, like can I like Google this? Can I like look this up really quickly? But instead it felt like at certain points you just made the assumption that you were allowed to Google things. So you were Googling things with sort of without asking permission, and that's not something you should always be doing. You should at least get the go ahead from the interviewer. And then
Okay.
another thing is like you weren't necessarily always communicating your thoughts to me. You kind of were like, I guess, talking to yourself more the whole time, making comments, where it was like I was confused what you were doing at certain points. And instead of sort of like explaining your thought process and going a little bit slower, you were kind of just, going at it and just trying to get a solution out instead of sort of like establishing it. But yeah, overall, I would say focus a little bit more on like communication. Um, and oh yeah, and to solve this problem, like you have to use a graph. You mentioned it. I would say get a little bit more familiar with graphs and focus on communication. But yeah, any questions from you?
This is an adjacently list, right? Like this is kind of like an edge.
I mean, that's just more so of just I mean, you could call it a list of lists if you want, but it's more so that way like you can keep track of the two values going to the from, so it's like an adjacency list in of itself. And it's just so you can like basically recognize and build off of that as a map.
Right. So how would you
Or
have solved this problem? Or like what data
I
sets
would
would you have used?
have done that basically.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't expecting object-oriented programming.
No, it happens in these interviews. Like you get questions like these, so you have to be prepared. Like certain places will stray less from leak code questions. Like this is a leak code question that's been modified to be a question like this.
I see. That's fair. Okay.
But yeah, anything else you want to ask? Otherwise, I'll let Rec give some feedback.
Nah, I think I'm good.
That's good. You got any feedback?
No, I think you covered things pretty well on that front, so nothing else for me to add.
Well, yeah. So yeah,
Awesome.
just focus. Go on. Thank you for coming. I get it. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but this is something that you can definitely improve on. One bad experience with me means one less bad experience with a company that you actually want to work for. So, try not to be super disheartened. At the end of the day, these are all mistakes that we've all made at one point or another, where, we have literally no idea what we're doing. And even now, I still have interviews where I get questions I have no idea and I still struggle. And so it's a natural thing to struggle, and you shouldn't be ashamed about that. But just practice on building better and good habits. That way, the next time you have an interview, you can perform well and you can get that job, you know?
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. But thank you, and I guess everyone give him a round of applause for
Round of
coming.
applause. Round of applause. Tough problem. Tough problem.
It is a difficult problem. Like by all means, it's like a medium question that's modified with follow ups as well. So don't be too disheartened. You did great.
Okay.
But yeah.
Thank you very much,
And
Richard.
then
Okay. Okay.
yes.
Bye bye.